Hola, bon dia. Welcome to this week's video. We've been up to all sorts this week, preparing for the builders starting next week. As you can see, we've got some sand delivered. We're going to start with pointing at the back of the house and then move on to the bathrooms. I've got a recipe for you as well. So we hope you enjoy this week's video.
So as you've probably seen on a few other videos, it's very wet in central Portugal at the moment. We need the rain desperately. All the ground's dried up, and obviously there's been the fires as well. So this will help stop a lot of that. But it does give me a little bit of a problem yeah, I was a bit stupid. I took some covers off the wood, what I had stored down here, just to finish drying it off, and I forgot to put them on. Well, I actually got caught out by the rain, so I haven't got the covers back on yet. So I'm going to leave it to dry out a bit, and then I'll recover it. A lot of it further down the rain hasn't got to yet, so it's still okay, but yeah, I'll need to get back onto that as soon as. But in the meantime, I've got plenty of other wood what I can chop and use. So obviously a lot of this rain stopped me painting, doing any more painting as well. I haven't finished the house yet. As you can see, the walls on the main house at the front still want painting. They are under shelter, so I possibly could get on with that. But I've got other jobs to do anyway, so we'll leave that while a bit drier weather. So one of the jobs I'm going to do this morning is start cutting some of that wood there on the cart. We need it out of the way as soon as possible. I need to fill my wood shed up anyway, so I'll just get my chop saw out and start doing a bit of that. Yeah, if I can get sort of 5 or 10 pieces done at a time, you know, it's a job out the way and give us wood for later. So I'm just going to get on and cut a bit of that. So as you can see, I've got quite a nice little pile of wood, so I'll just stack that in the woodshed and then we'll get on and do a bit more. Just trying to work my way through some of that what's on the cart. So that's another stack done as well, so I'll just stack that in the woodshed and call it quits for today, I think. It's one of them jobs, it's a bit sort of boring, so you don't want to do too much at once. But as you can probably see from the pile on the cart, it's not made a dent in that, so yeah, we'll just keep at it bit by bit until we get it all done, cut down and burnt off. I'm sure we'll be having some fires in the house in winter and we'll soon go through a lot of this. I think the wood pile that I made last year, it just lasted us through the winter. Last year's wood pile was stacked from the back of the shed right to the end of this green bin barrel, without all that loose stuff there, which I'll move so I can stack better across later. But at the moment I'll just bring it in and stack it here. So that's all the wood from this morning stacked. Just spent an hour or so just doing it. There's a bit on top there and all the square wood down there. We've still got plenty more to go to, so we'll get on with that in bits and bobs. So I've got quite a few eggs, so Debbie's just scrambled some. There's a little bit of veg in there as well. We've already taken them some greens down this morning, so we're just going to go and give these to the hens. They can have eggs as long as they're scrambled and not separated, whites and yolks. So yeah, just scrambled egg. So they seem to love the scrambled egg. I'll just throw it over and you can see them have a go at it. Oops. Oops. So you can see the straight in there. It's got to be scrambled so they don't eat the eggs in the nest.
And it's a little bit warm as well, so weather's turning cooler now in Portugal. It's quite miserable days, so yeah, they'll enjoy that. It's something a bit different as well. We don't often feed them egg, but we've got an abundance at the moment. This afternoon they'll come out and they'll be free ranged on the land.
So one of the other things Debbie's asked me to do this morning is feed the tomatoes. So I've just made a mixture up, Debbie's done that, and I'm just going to put it straight into the bags. So we've just got 3 bags, each with 4 lots of tomatoes in them. So we're just trying to feed them up because they're still quite green and season's coming to an end. So hopefully a bit of food and we can give them a bit of a boost and get them reddening off and growing a little bit. Debbie's chopped quite a lot of the leaves off to help force the food into the tomatoes themselves. Hopefully it'll work. We don't really know that much about growing tomatoes, but we'll try. We keep reading bits and bobs.
It's supposed to make the plant put all its energy into the tomatoes rather than the leaves. I'm also going to come out and trim all these new flowers off because we're not going to get any more new tomatoes at this time of the year. We need them to need the plants to concentrate on growing what they've already got. There's quite a lot of green tomatoes on here. I'm not expecting to get them all red, but it'd be a bit of a bonus if we can get some of them red. So today I'm going to make some leek and potato soup. It's getting a bit colder now and we're getting fed up of salads. So I'll just show you the ingredients I've got. So obviously I've got leeks and potatoes. I've got a couple of vegetable oxos, some pepper, and then I save my stocks from my meat, so there's some chicken stock there. So I'll just get the vegetables prepped and I'll show you what I do from there. I think I could do with some new sharp knives. So I'm just going to peel all these potatoes. I make a big batch, hopefully it'll last us a couple of days. And the peelings will go out in the compost heap. So now I always cut some of the potatoes up quite small. Because they'll mush down and act as a thickener for the soup. I'll just do that little one as well. And then these I'll just do as bigger chunks. So they'll stay whole in the soup. And then what I need to do is take my pan and I'm going to put some butter in there. Not very much, probably a teaspoon of butter. Along with some Portuguese virgin olive oil. Pop that on the stove. Just get that nicely melted. So that's nicely sizzling away. Whoops, no Dotty, it's onion, you can't have it. Just going to fry that off for a few minutes. helps to bring out the flavours. So that's the potato and the leeks, just gently sautéed off in the butter and the olive oil. I'm now going to pop in 2 stock cubes. I don't put any salt in because the stock cubes are salty anyway. Plenty of pepper, Steve likes pepper, and that's a little bit of leftover stock from last time we had chicken. So in goes the chicken stock. Couple of vegetable stock cubes. Give that a bit of a mix round. Alfie, you've had your breakfast. There's no more till tea time. So that's what that looks like now. And now I'm going to add the water. So I'm just going to add enough water just to cover the vegetables, bring that back up to the boil. So that will probably take about 15 minutes, and then I'll show you the next stage. So I'm now going to partially blend it, and I've now added some milk. You can add cream if you want, it depends which you prefer. It's not as green as normal because the leeks that I could buy in the supermarket were pre-packed, so they'd cut most of the greenery off. But normally I buy organic ones and use some of the greenery as well, which makes it look a lot more appetising. That's the finished result, so we'll go and enjoy that for lunch now.
It seems to be brightening up a little bit more now, as you can see. You know, it's still cloudy, but no big black clouds anymore. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to get on and start tidying some of these weeds up here. Now the ground's wet, they should come out a little bit easier. And we've got a delivery of sand and cement coming, so... So that's all for this week. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget the links to Facebook and Instagram below. As you can see, the turnips are starting to come along quite nicely. We'll have to separate them a little bit.